It seems like everyone's all hyped up about the latest Marvel or DC flicks, like the buzz around James Gunn's Super Legacy. Well, here's the deal. Sony's Bloodshot, starring Vin Diesel, was initially supposed to kickstart a Valiant shared universe, but it's facing a bit of an uphill battle. So this Bloodshot movie, directed by Dave Wilson, pretty much sticks close to the comics. You've got Vin Diesel as Ray Garrison, out for revenge against those he thinks offed his wife. But surprise, surprise, his memories are all messed up, courtesy of the folks at RST who turned him into a nanite-powered super soldier. Way back when Sony first got cracking on Bloodshot, the grand plan was to make it the cornerstone of a Valiant cinematic universe. See, Sony had this whole vision of spinning out movies from the Valiant comic book world. They even had a Harbinger flick in the works, set to lead the charge before Bloodshot. But when Harbinger hit some snags, Bloodshot got shuffled to the front of the line. Now, Bloodshot doesn't go full-on Avengers with post-credit scenes or Easter eggs hinting at other Valiant heroes, but you can tell they were aiming for a shared universe vibe. Diesel himself was keen on launching this Valiant universe, giving him another shot at a major franchise. The trouble is, while Valiant's characters are beloved by comic fans, they're not exactly household names. Still, with a big star like Diesel and a decent budget, it seemed like a solid plan. Unlike some other failed cinematic universe attempts, Bloodshot keeps its focus on the main story without shoehorning in setups for sequels or spin-offs. It leaves things wide open for whatever's next in the Valiant universe. And speaking of next, over at Paramount, they're expanding the Valiant cinematic universe with a project centered on Faith, the flying plus-sized superheroine. It's early days yet, but they've got a writer on board and everything. So while Bloodshot's road to a Valiant universe might be a bit bumpy, it's far from over. Despite facing challenges with its theatrical release due to the COVID-19 pandemic, Bloodshot found success when it transitioned to VOD streaming platforms. It became one of the most watched films on Amazon Prime shortly after its release, proving that there's still plenty of appetite for Bloodshot's action-packed adventures. Now, with the announcement of Bloodshot 2, fans can look forward to diving back into the thrilling world of Ray Garrison and his extraordinary abilities. Dan Mintz, the founder and CEO of DMG, has confirmed plans for a Bloodshot sequel, with Vin Diesel set to return as the titular character. Mintz highlighted the film's unexpected success post-theatrical release, especially considering the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Despite the lack of traditional box office numbers, Mintz emphasized the positive response from audiences, signaling a continuation of the franchise. However, the Valiant cinematic universe faces a division, as Paramount acquired the rights to the Harbinger franchise from Sony, along with key characters like Exo Man-O-War, Eternal Warrior, and Archer and Armstrong. While a Harbinger movie is in the works, the separation of Valiant properties between studios raises questions about the interconnectedness of potential future films. Despite mixed critical reception and box office challenges, Bloodshot has amassed a dedicated fan base, prompting the green light for a sequel. While details regarding the sequel's release date remain scarce, the confirmation of Diesel's involvement bodes well for eager fans, hinting at a potential expansion of Valiant Comics adaptations akin to the MCU and DCEU. For those unfamiliar, Valiant Comics emerged in 1989 under the guidance of former Marvel editor-in-chief Jim Shooter and lawyer Stephen Masarski. Boasting top talent poached from Marvel, including Barry Windsor-Smith and Bob Layton, Valiant quickly made its mark with titles like Magnus and Robot Fighter in 1991, followed by popular characters such as Harbinger, Ninjak, and the iconic Bloodshot, who made his first cameo appearance in Eternal Warrior No. 4 in 1992. Bloodshot's origin story centers around Angelo Mortali, originally a ruthless mobster who finds himself thrust into witness protection only to be betrayed and drafted into Project Rising Spirit. Through experimental nanite technology, Mortali's body is rebuilt, granting him superhuman abilities at the expense of his memory. As Bloodshot, he embarks on a quest to uncover his enigmatic past, akin to a modern-day Frankenstein, navigating a blood-soaked journey of self-discovery. Valiant's history took a turbulent turn following the acquisition of Valiant and its parent company by video game developer Acclaim Entertainment in 1994, leading to a reboot of Bloodshot's character, among others. However, Acclaim's influence waned after filing for bankruptcy in 2004, paving the way for Valiant Entertainment's relaunch in 2012, which saw a revitalized lineup of characters, including a fresh take on Bloodshot with added layers of intrigue and government manipulation. Despite Diesel's star power and the film's modest budget, the looming threat of the coronavirus pandemic casts a shadow over Bloodshot's box office prospects, raising concerns among Hollywood investors. As the entertainment industry grapples with the uncertainties brought about by the pandemic, the fate of Bloodshot's cinematic aspirations hangs in the balance, with hopes that its success could pave the way for the realization of a Valiant cinematic universe. With that being said, now let's delve into the exciting developments surrounding Valiant's Harbinger film adaptation. Now, if you're not familiar with the comics, Harbinger follows the story of teenager Peter Stanchek, who's got some serious psionic powers. Think of him as a superhuman but with a twist. He's part of this whole psyot thing, alongside Toyo Harada, a powerful businessman who runs the Harbinger Foundation, basically training up an army of psyots. Now, Harbinger has been in the works for quite some time, originally meant to kickstart Valiant's cinematic universe over at Sony. But as luck would have it, Bloodshot stole the spotlight with its release, forcing Harbinger to change studios and lose its shared universe connection. But fear not, because there's some exciting news on the horizon. According to sources from Screen Rant, Paramount's Harbinger has snagged Paul Downs-Collazo, the talented director behind Brittany Runs a Marathon, to take the helm. And get this, they're fast-tracking the project following the massive success of Top Gun Maverick. It seems Paramount is keen on expanding its superhero roster with Valiant's psyots. And with the recent growth of Paramount Plus, the potential for Harbinger's success in live action is looking stronger than ever. Now, sure, Valiant has faced some bumps in the road lately, especially on the publishing side, but they're not letting that hold them back. Alongside Harbinger, there's talk of bringing characters like Shadow Man, Rai, Eternal Warrior, and Exo Man-O-War to the screen. But make no mistake, Harbinger is their top priority, serving as the cornerstone for future adaptations. While Bloodshot might be facing some challenges in launching the Valiant universe, there's still plenty of hope on the horizon. With projects like Faith in the works, it's clear that Valiant Comics has big plans for its superheroes in Hollywood. And who knows, maybe one day we'll see Bloodshot teaming up with Faith and other Valiant heroes in epic cinematic adventures. It's a universe worth keeping an eye on. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.